Good evening. I wanted to start today by asking a simple question. How many of you thought going off to college was going to be a time to be free and finally live a life with no rules? Well, I know I'm guilty of this. I did this very thing, but boy, was I in for a rude awakening. I ended up dropping out of school within my first semester because I was unprepared and discouraged by the grades that I was receiving. You see, the majority of us venture into college thinking this. We may think that it's a life of freedom, a life where we can finally make our own decisions. But this may not always be the reality for most. We may face serious consequences, like dropping out. According to US News, 30% of college dropouts happen within the first year. A large factor that played into this was time management, or prioritizing time. Freshmen were unaware of the importance of ensuring how to plan accordingly. Sometimes these consequences have major impacts on our future. Learning to prioritize from the get-go is a must when going to college. One of the biggest consequences of not prioritizing your time in college, especially within your first year, is poor performance, which leads to poor grades. You may be trying to live a party life or trying to balance between work and school. Either way can have effect on you studying less for a test or not properly preparing for, say, a speech. The lack of prioritization can lead you to flunk out of a class and not receive credit for it. A class that you, or maybe your parents, have already paid for. So one of the best things you can do now is to learn how to prioritize your time. This is going to be the most effective way to make sure you stay afloat in college. US News has provided a list of tips to help you prioritize and keep an on-time schedule that will help you get through college. 3 of them I found most valuable to me and I have used in my experience with college. 1, make a plan. Ensure you are aware of all of the upcoming assignments and quizzes that you have going on. Know when the due dates are. Know when your deadlines are. Get a physical calendar. Handwrite them on there so you know what you're doing. Or input them in your phone and have your phone remind you a day or 2 before each of the assignments are due. Second is keeping a log. This will help you find out how much time you need to devote to each class. Each homework assignment is essentially going to take about the same amount of time. So it can help you gauge how much time you need to spend with each assignment, whether it be 15 minutes or 30 minutes. This will help you plan effectively, knowing how much time you need to spend with each class or assignment. And finally, learn to focus. This is probably the most beneficial thing for college students. US News suggests basically retraining your brain. Study in 15 to 20 minute increments instead of trying to cram it all in at once. I know this is probably my biggest issue, is I try to take everything that I've learned and soak it in for a good 30, 45 minutes. But sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you need the 15 to 20 minute increments to help restructure your brain of getting the most important information from what you're learning. This will always help you prioritize your time, knowing how much time you need to spend on studying. The list also states 9 other ways to help you prioritize, but these are a few of the basics to help you get started prioritizing that time. Yes, it may seem like there's a whole world out there right now that you need to discover, but you will have your whole life to do that. Right now is the time to devote to your school. Only 4 more years and you will be able to do just that. Prioritizing your time in college is essential to having a successful college experience. If you can learn now how to prioritize and how to manage your time, you will finish school on time with the degree that you worked so hard to get. Thank you.